As I was wandering around Tevat like any other day, a thought crossed my mind. I wondered, what is the height of Dragonspine? I'm irony. As a math and science lover, I couldn't just let this question go. So, I got right to planning. The simplest way to measure the height of a tall building is to use shadows and the properties of similar triangles. Unfortunately, the shadow of Dragonspine isn't implemented in the game. But if you give up with this, I'm not irony. After a moment, I came up with a great method for measurement, using the wind glider. If I can find out the time it takes to fall using the wind glider from the Dragonspine, I can sufficiently calculate the height of the mountain. For this, I need two pieces of prior information. First, whether the vertical drop speed remains constant regardless of whether I fall straight down or while moving with the wind glider. Second, assuming the first hypothesis is fulfilled, I need to know the drop speed of the wind glider. First, I conducted an experiment to check if the vertical drop speed is consistent. Fortunately, the first hypothesis turned out to be correct. Next, I needed to find out the drop speed of the wind glider. To determine this speed, I need information about time and distance. For the time, I can analyze the frames of the recorded video, but for the distance, there's no way to find that out. Actually, there is a way to find the height. By using the similarity between shadows and triangles that I used at the beginning of the video to measure the height of the Dragonspine, I can adequately determine the height of the structure. Now, all the experimental processes have been established. 1. Choose a character and find out their height. 2. Select a suitable structure to measure the length of its shadow, and immediately measure the shadow length of the character as well. 3. Use the properties of similar triangles to measure the height of the structure. 4. Measure the time of the wind glider's drop from the structure and calculate the drop speed. 5. Measure the drop time from the peak of the Dragonspine to sea level. 6. Multiply the drop time by the drop speed to find out the height of the Dragonspine. All preliminary processes are complete. Let's get right into the experiment. First, I chose Kaya as my character. Kaya's height is 186 cm, making him the only tall male character without a decimal. Next, I set out to find a suitable structure. I was able to discover one structure. After adjusting the time, I measured the lengths of the shadows of the building and Kaya. The length of the building's shadow was 13 tiles plus A, while Kaya's shadow was A. To find out this A, I counted the pixels and found it to be 0.766 tiles. Using Kaya's height of 186 cm, the shadow length of 0.766 tiles, and the building's shadow length of 13.766 tiles, I set up a simple proportion and found that the height of the building is approximately 3,342.658 cm. Next, I measured the drop time of the wind glider a total of 5 times. Considering that this experiment is not conducted in a laboratory, I excluded the maximum and minimum values to calculate the arithmetic mean of the remaining 3 trials. As a result, the average time was 14 seconds and 46.33 frames. Therefore, when falling from 3,342.658 cm, the time taken was 886.33 frames, leading to a drop speed of the wind glider calculated at 3.771 cm per frame. Now, let's head to the peak of the Dragonspine. Due to the height, I will recover stamina and health a total of 4 times while descending. Let's start measuring. Again, I measured a total of 5 times and excluded the maximum and minimum values to calculate the arithmetic mean of the remaining 3 trials. 1 minute, 12 seconds, and 16 frames, totaling 4,336 frames. Thus, the total drop time is 13,985.33 frames. The previously determined drop speed of the wind glider is 3.771 cm per frame. Therefore, the height of Dragonspine can be calculated by multiplying 13,985.33 frames by 3.771 cm per frame, resulting in 52,738.691 cm, or 527.387 meter. In conclusion, considering the margin of error, the height of Dragonspine can be estimated to be approximately 527 meter. Thus, the height of the Dragonspine is about 527 meter.